Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back to Hafiz IT. Before we start today's lesson, let me ask you a question. Imagine your school asks you to paint 100 classrooms. You pick up a brush, go to the first classroom, paint it blue, then the second, then the third. After painting all 100 classrooms, the principal suddenly says, "I don't want blue anymore. Paint every classroom green." Then what would happen? You will have to visit all 100 classrooms again. A lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of frustration. Now think about HTML. In our previous lecture, we learned inline CSS. Suppose your web page has 25 headings, 30 paragraphs, 15 buttons, and 100 images. Now everything looks perfect. Then your teacher says, change every heading from blue to red. What will you do? You will open the first heading, change it, open the second, change it, third, fourth, and then fifth, and then so on. Imagine doing that 30 times and imagine a real website like Amazon and Facebook that contains thousands of elements. Can professional developers waste time changing every element one by one? Absolutely not. There must be a smarter way, and that's exactly what you will learn today. Today I am going to show you the method professional web developers use to control an entire web page from one place. One small change, multiple elements update automatically. No repeating work, no wasting time. Sounds interesting? Then stay with me, because by the end of this video you will never want to use inline CSS for large web pages again. And there is one more thing. At the end of this video I'll show you a mistake that almost 90% of beginners make while writing internal CSS. If you make this mistake, your CSS won't work, even if your code looks completely correct. So don't skip the last part. Let's begin. Before we learn internal CSS, let's remember one thing from our previous lecture. Inline CSS is perfect when you want to style one specific element. Remember that. This is very important point. But as soon as your web page becomes bigger, inline CSS becomes difficult to manage. And every professional developer asks one question: why repeat the same work again and again? The answer is internal CSS. Let's understand how it works. Let's take an example, and this is very crucial example because it's come already in your PBA, like last year it's come in your PBA question. So let's start this example using internal CSS. We are just going to create a table in which we will style our tables using internal CSS, and at the end of this video I will let you know some kind of mistakes that user or students are made when they are using internal CSS. Okay, so start with the DOM, like document object model or the structure, and let's give the title of this program is internal CSS program example. Now remember, whenever you are going to apply internal CSS, you have to write the keyword, or you have to write the tag that is called style. And this style keyword or this style element should be within head tag. Okay, so after that I'm just going to apply internal CSS. First of all, on body tag. So how you can apply? If you want to apply style on body tag, then simply write body tag without any angle bracket. Remember that, body tag, then curly bracket. After that you have to write the property, what property you need to apply. Here we are going to apply background color, that is gray, and I'm just going to apply font family. We just create another style that is called font family. Okay, so I'm just going to set font family Arial, and after that let's take another element that is called h1. So what does actually means by element? Element is all about like the complete part of an HTML document that usually includes opening tag, content, and closing tag. Remember this thing. So here I'm just going to apply h1 element. I'm just going to apply text align center and the color property that is called blue. Okay, so here I'm just going to apply the very important thing, that is main concept or main thing that we will learn in this lecture, that is called how to apply style in our table. And here table comma th comma td, and table tag, you know, we are using tag name here without any angle brackets. So here I'm just going to apply border when 1 pixel solid. Okay, solid black. So remember here I'm just going to apply border, and after that background color. Okay, we are just going to use background color like dark. Let me just change this color again, because I'm just going to use a color that is visible to you. So let's change it dark blue color, and these properties will apply on table heading and table data and complete table as well. Okay, so let's change this text color to black for visibility. So next, the third, like 3 elements, we applied style in our 3 different elements like body, h1 and table. Now let's start to create table that we already done in our previous video, but this is another different program example that it's already comes in your PBA last year. So let's take first of all heading h1, and this is all about like student table, and after that we are just going to start table. And we remember, for creating table, simple, we will use table tag, and within table tag we have sub tag that is called tr. First tag of tr will be th. So we already discussed this kind of thing. This concept is very important, as I told earlier. If you don't watch the previous video about table, then you must see. Okay, so tr, like first row of our table containing 3 different table heading, that is called student name, class and fee dues. So basically these 3 table headings that we are going to use in our table. Okay, after that, so the second row of our table will show the data of our table. So for the sake of presenting data, we need to use td. So td stand for table data. So let me just copy this thing and override, and the space, and then override different data. Like I'm just going to write student name, class and fee dues. Okay, so here I'm just going to use only names of my students. Okay, so you have to write student name, class and fee dues as per we already done. Okay, so this is all about like 3 different names I'm just going to present. And the next thing is I'm just going to copy and how much table rows for data presentation I have to present. So here I'm just going to use again my student's name. Instead of naming, you have to write the data of your table. You have to write like the name of student and then fee, dues and all things that is mentioned in your table heading. But here I'm just going to write the names of my students. Okay, so after that we will just run this program and then we will see what will happen. So these all students that's participating very well, so that's why I'm just going to mention all names of my students, and especially here I'm just going to like thanks to all of my students that support me and especially commented on my video. So here I'm just going to run this program. So here you can see, but the difference is we cannot see the color, not visible. So let's change the color of heading. First of all, student table, I'm just going to change the color of heading. So where I can change, yes, from H1 I have to change this color white. Okay, so after that I have to put, again I need to change the color of my table text as well. So let me change the color of table text. So yes, we need to apply one more attribute that is called color, and I have to use color like white. And then let's see the output of our table. Yes, now it's visible. So you can see body color is gray now and the heading color is white now. Okay, so like background color of our table is blue. So we have successfully applied in 3 different elements. So remember, we have 3 different elements and we just simply apply a single style tag. Within single style tag I have applied style on 3 different elements. And you remember in our previous lecture in inline CSS, we just apply style on single element instead of multiple elements. So this is basically the difference between inline CSS and internal CSS. Now you might be thinking, sir, if internal CSS can style the whole web page, then why do we even need external CSS? That's a great question. Don't worry, we'll answer it in the next lecture where you will learn the method used in real world websites.